Batman and Superman fans living in Detroit will want to break out their spy cameras. The highly anticipated sequel to Man of Steel, which will unite Batman and Superman for the first time on the big screen, is set to film in Detroit, Michigan. The city will serve as the backdrop for Gotham and Metropolis, the latter of which was almost completely destroyed at the end of the first Man of Steel. The filmmakers have received a hefty tax incentive in exchange for shooting in Detroit, and the production is expected to inject more than $130 million into the local economy. This couldn't come at a better time. The troubled city was forced to file for bankruptcy earlier this year. The new Batman and Superman movie will begin shooting in early 2014 and land in theaters in July 2015. You may have heard that Argo's Ben Affleck is playing Batman.
Yeah, he'll fit right in.
It might be a while before the Mass Effect and Metal Gear Solid franchises find their way to theaters. Movies based on the popular games have long been in the works. Both of them are being overseen by producer Avi Arad, who's most famous for bringing the first Spider-Man film to theaters. Speaking with Kotaku, Arad revealed that the Metal Gear Solid movie is still in the early stages of development, and he expects that it's at least 3 years away. He's developing it with franchise creator Hideo Kojima, who's also busy working on the new game, Metal Gear Solid 5. As for Mass Effect, Arad says that the movie is probably 5 or 6 years away. It's taking long because, like the games, the movie is a big and complicated project with loads of action and story. We'll let you know when more details on both new movies come in. One of the most frightening vampires of all time is coming home, and this one doesn't sparkle. The 1922 German silent film Nosferatu is set to make its Blu-ray debut on November 12th. The film was an unauthorized adaptation of Bram Stoker's original Dracula novel, but it's received worldwide acclaim for its chilling visuals. The Blu-ray edition will include a new digital restoration, and audiences will also get to sink their teeth into a new documentary about the film's history and legacy. Struggling mobile phone giant Blackberry wants to win back users with games. Earlier this year, the company released 2 all-new smartphones, the Z10 and Q10, in a bid to combat lagging sales. Both devices run on the new Blackberry 10 operating system, which is supported by the cross-platform Unity game engine. This means developers can easily port games built for other mobile devices over to Blackberry 10. Popular titles like Plants vs. Zombies, Field Runners 2, and Angry Birds are already available. And Blackberry is working with other studios to bring over even more.
If you're building a game and just releasing it on one platform like iOS or Android, most developers don't make any money at all, so they need to have a strategy to support as many devices as possible. And obviously, if you spend years creating something, you want people to enjoy those games or those productions. Bringing it to Blackberry means there's a whole slew of new users that are dying for great content and would love to try out your games.
BlackBerry has been losing ground to Apple and Samsung in recent years, so it remains to be seen if BlackBerry 10 and all its new features and games will be enough to turn the tide. If you haven't played the first 2 Dragon Age games, you won't be missing out on the third adventure. Like most titles from developer BioWare, the Dragon Age series is known for its in-depth story, with all actions having lasting repercussions. This means the decisions players made in the first 2 games will affect the upcoming Dragon Age Inquisition. If you're new to the series, BioWare has announced a standalone app called Dragon Age Keep. It will allow new players to decide what choices they would have made in the first 2 games, which will determine what characters and story points will be available at the start of Inquisition.
Allow me.
The app will launch before the release of Inquisition next year. If you're trying to log into the Xbox Live Marketplace, it doesn't exist anymore. That's because Microsoft has changed the name of the online store. The Xbox Live Marketplace shall henceforth be known as the Xbox Game Store. This brings the name in line with the Xbox Music Store and the Xbox Video Store, and Microsoft says that it will make it easier for users to find what they're looking for. The online store is also doing away with the Microsoft Points currency in favor of good old-fashioned dollars. This comes ahead of the launch of the Xbox One, which arrives in November.